So yeah, I think we are live. Hey everyone, I welcome you to Layer 5's websites meeting. It's a weekly meeting that happens every Monday, and this would be probably the last meeting for this March month, and we'll meet next a month with another Monday. But for today, this is the Google Docs that is on your screen is also our meeting minute. So basically, every agenda item that we will be discussing, that's open issues, pull request, or any sessions or any proposal that you've got, we'll be covering them all, and it will be available on this Google Docs too. So it's pretty crucial that you let us know if you don't have access to the docs. We'll make sure that you do. Yes, and you also can write your name in the attendees list. So yeah, please do not miss marking your attendance. Let's welcome newcomers who are on this call for the very first time. So Deependra and I think Deependra and Soradeep, if this is the very first time that you are joining this call, sites call, irrespective of whether or not you were on any other calls, if this is the very first time that you're on this sites call, please go ahead, give your quick introduction so we get to know you. And if you have any issues with your mic or bandwidth, you can do that in chat too. So we'll wait for a couple of seconds before we take your introduction. So yeah, Abhishek, uh, do you mind going next, giving your introduction to all the folks on the call?
Uh, Hi everyone, I am Vishek and I am a merge stack developer, and I've been recently exploring the CNCF projects and also started exploring the Meshdi and its Nets products and its
Hmm.
repository. And recently, like to today itself, uh, it was the first contribution I made, and it
Hmm.
was being merged. So I'm really happy about that because it was my first contribution today. So
Yep, yep.
yeah,
Yeah, so that is quite a celebration for anyone getting their first pull request merged in any brand new open source project. So yeah, I shared that feeling, Abhishek. So thanks a lot for giving your
yes,
introduction.
yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So Soradeep, if I recall, you were on this call previously too, right?
Yes, yes, not this call, but the beginner's call.
Okay, okay. So you're a newcomer on this call. Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, this is Mr. Odin. I am an AIML enthusiast with passion in web dev. Okay, for information, I am also Sakistra intern, currently doing my internship, and I'm also interested in doing open source. And recently, I have been selected as LFX mentee for an LF energy project, Hi-Fi APS. I am constantly looking for new technologies, learning new technologies, and recently. I just joined Mishadi and Layer 5, and I'm looking for contributing how I can provide value to Layer 5 and contributing and doing contributions, good quality contributions here. Thanks.
That's just fantastic, Saradeep. And yep, you also have got one agenda item to talk about. So I think that's not included. So it will help a lot if you could, also go ahead by adding them in the agenda item, the Google Docs. So
Okay, okay.
yeah, thanks a lot, Saradeep. I think that's all for the newcomers. We will now be getting started with discussing the agenda items. And in the meantime, I would request my co-host Amit, if you can once tag Aditya, who like has a couple of issues to talk about. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, thanks a lot, Amit. All right, folks. So let's once again let me go ahead by sharing this Google Docs with you. Yep, there it goes in the chat box. And very next, we will be talking about a couple of standing agenda items that is usually covered by maintainers like Sudhanshu, Amit, and myself. The very first is about MDX migration. So the site that we are concerned right now is this site, layer5.io site. It's a Gatsby site, which is a React framework to create static sites. So yes, we recently had gone through this major migration of Gatsby v4 to v5, and this is like complementary to that only. We need to upgrade the older version of plugin that we were on to the newer version, and like why this MDX is used across all of our project. That's basically has to do with the a very vast amount of content, markdown content with that we have in the site, whether it's in blog or any news or any the content that we write, that is basically in Markdown format, which is then translated into HTML, CSS using the help of that MDX plugin. So details around this, like, and basically this is a call for volunteers. So if anyone would like to dig deeper and basically help us in this effort, I think this is right now at a place where like it's it's there for it is a help wanted area. So get in touch with either Sudhanshu, you also can, and then from there we will get you some more details. So yeah, this is there. Like there has to be some syntactical changes too to incorporate the newer rules of MDX. So once again, be aware of that. So I would simply drop this pull requests link in chat. And we'll go back to the meeting minutes. And we'll talk about catalog. So many of you who are contributing into CNCF projects, Kubernetes and Cloud Native might not be, it might not be the very first time that you are coming across these terms. And so, yep, if you have a little bit of familiarity with concepts, you can help us curate high quality design apps to our catalog, Cloud Native catalog. Now, what that catalog is and how it can help you learn and, make your platform engineering role easier, how like it can facilitate you better as a DevOps engineer. All the details is in this issue description. So if we quickly take a look at the catalog. So this is another version of catalog where we just simply have these in any other catalog content that is there on any e-commerce site, for example. So you can take a look for the technology categories, and yes, like all of these cards that you see, they represent a design, which is basically a Kubernetes app that you can open in our live playground environment, playing around with all the components that it has. And basically you can try out all the things that a design has in it. So it could be a Kubernetes pod and any number of other concepts that is out there. Like basically you can think of it as a infrastructure as a design. So for that, you can explore open any design and can see it in Playground for yourself. For now, I'll just quickly drop this in chat once again. There's other place where we have this catalog, which also has some metrics going on and has some leaderboard. So just in case you're curious, if you are publishing some designs, yes, there is provision that we recognize your effort. And that's located at, okay, I misspelled. So yeah. So this is at this location. Once again, I'll be sharing this in chat box with you all. But yeah, this is the other place where we have catalog, and this is a much more powerful and like I said, has a couple of other things to take a look at. So yeah, you can help us publish these apps, and you don't have to create them from scratch yourself. You can take them from any of the example repositories, like Kubernetes has a couple of example apps, or similarly like other repos that is there. You can grab any Kubernetes manifest file or Docker Compose file, Helm chart, or if it's a mesh design, which is which will be local to our project. But yeah, the other three that I mentioned, you can either import the file, or you simply can specify a URL. So once again, like those details, like how you will go about doing that is once again covered in it. Like this blog covers that. But if you need any help, you can be sure to, mention me and I'll be there to help you out. And by the way, like each of these designs, if are published by you, is attributed to your user. For example, this one was published by Lee. And if you take example of any other design, you will see that you can get access to the user's profile, like for example, Shubham, and then you also can take a look at their cloud profile, like all the achievements that they have got in form of badges, and what like the badges mean. So yeah, these many badges, then like all the other designs that they have. So it's also something that can be helpful to you if you are showcase your Cloud Native skills to, let's say, any potential employer or colleague. So that would be it about catalog. Another set of issues that is on catalog is creating template, a starter template. So if you have ever used any visual tool, for example, Figma or any other, like they provide you with a starting template so that you don't have to figure out everything from very scratch, and then you extend that or rewrite that to get going. Similarly, we are in need of creating these templates, and since all of these issues once again have detailed description, let's not repeat. But yeah, you once again can go ahead and can comment if you're interested into working on any one of these. Next up for Systent, I'll take a look if Amit, by any chance, do you want to cover Systent?
Yeah, sure. Like I will cover it.
Okay, okay. Thanks a lot, Amit.
Yeah, so Systent is like this is a page where we keep track of all of the what is a Systent and what the component is been used in the Systent. So Systent is like a design system for all of our project, like the Mesri project and the some project that comes under the layer 5. The goal of the Systent was like provide the consistent experience with all other projects, and as we grow we don't want to repeat ourselves, like defining multiple theme same time, multiple components same time. So we put all of these component that we want to use across other repos. So this is a repo assistant where we put all of the components, and from the system repo we use the components in the Mesri and the layer 5 IO website or the other extension as well. So we already covered one training session on how you can contribute to the assistant system. So you can refer this the live stream of the meeting. So yeah, and there are some, like, the the assistant was built using like the TypeScript and the JavaScript and the React. So it is pretty simple to contribute, like for the front end guy. And for in the documentation we are documenting all of the component as well, like in the assistant we have the box component, button component, and some other components. So we are documenting those components in the layer 5 website, and it has some guide that how we are going to use and what behind the scene this box component what is using. So System use heavily MUI material UI library. So all of this component have some sort of similar description what the MUI library has. And we are, obviously there is not like this many component, it is somewhere like 40 and 50. So we want to list down all of the component that we are using. You can find here in the source, like this is like here the colors you can find, you can icons, so what we put, and this is a theme that we define in the system. And yeah, so in the custom you can find all of the component that we customize, and we put the component here, and after that we can have the descriptive for those component. And if we go to the identity, then we have described here the what color palette and what theming we are using for the system. So you have the similar experience across all other website, because the theme that we derived that come from only one place. So yeah, and we have some open issue for that, like uh, we want to document our component that we use in the system repo. So we have some issues that are some of the issue is assigned, but no longer the contributor are contributing to this. So yeah, this all are the open issue that basically you have to, like, this form level, control level, then you just have to create one new section here in the components, and you can solve this issue by adding this component to the here in the website. So yeah, it is like the similar way of the how MUI material UI describe those component. You don't have to like all the copy paste thing, but you can take a reference from the website how they are doing. So yeah, these all are the help wanted issue. And yeah, I think I covered pretty much of. So if anyone have any question.
Yeah, so thanks a lot, Amit, for telling us what the stent is and how folks can get started by contributing to it. So, like in the meeting minutes too, we have like added some details on the various training sessions that we had, which like will take you from how to set it up locally to making code changes. Like this one, hands-on training session from like migrating components to MUI v5 and Systent. And then like there's another training session, then also other setup guides and where you will find open issues that's listed in here. You also can find the same details on assistance projects and then about page. So once again in the site we have a section for Systent that's under project/Systent, and there you will find all the details around it like Amit demonstrated. So all these links are in chat. If you like to take a look, please do. And if you want to work on any issues, you simply can comment and we'll get you assigned. So I think that was pretty much about the standing agenda items. Next up, we will be taking a look at the open issues and pull requests that many of you have. So do we have Amit? Okay, like the Aditya on call?
Yes, accidentally my laptop, I was removed from the from the meeting, so I can't share my screen. But you can.
Okay. So apologies if like, it was from our side. We'll make sure that that's fixed. Yeah, so I think you can do voiceover while I'm sharing the screen.
Yes. So the issue was again of the nav bar that it was scrolled while scrolling, and I rewrite the code from sticky to fixed, but the thing is that I was not able to understand the issue this thing.
Okay, yeah, so basically you change the position to fixed, and that doesn't specific like that doesn't take any space in the document body, and so basically whatever is after that particular element, it will be right behind it, and that's not the case with sticky. So that's why you can see this section that is section, it's going behind the fixed position element, that is the nav bar. So like there are a couple of ways to fix this. You either can have pseudo classes before this banner section, and then you will have to ensure that there are a couple of banners that appear on the site. So when you refresh, you will get a couple of different banners. So you will have to ensure that all of them have this pseudo classes before that has some height, or you simply can add some margin too, like the margin will be increased. And that will adjust, the size. Like, I mean, the best approach would be to use the before pseudo class.
Yeah, hey guys, what are we waiting on this? This is a major issue. Like for every single page this affects. I don't know how long this has been open. Who can take care of it?
It was fixed earlier, but this issue was again come up.
Why?
I don't know. Maybe
Just to clarify, the issue that is there in the site right now is the not being sticky when you are scrolling in the mobile, devices. And this is the issue that is introduced by Aditya's changes in the pull request.
So, okay, wait. So when you're on the desktop and we don't have a sticky menu,
Yeah, in mobile and
why-
desktop, we don't have.
why don't we have a sticky menu yet?
I think we used to, but it somehow got changed, and I really don't have an answer why.
Yeah. I mean, I get that, but I mean, since the issue was raised, I don't know, a week ago-ish, what's the holdup on getting it fixed?
the thing is that the sticky code was earlier in the CSS, and it is right now there in the code, but still not working. So we are
Okay.
figuring.
Okay. So other than pointing it out on the call, how else can I help? Should I go take this issue and fix it or it sounds like you guys don't know what's broken. Some code was changed some time ago. We don't know which code that we try to put in a fix, but it doesn't work. So that's what I'm hearing, right?
Yeah, I
So
think fixed.
Vivek, your bandwidth is so bad I can't hear you. Amit, maybe you can host the call instead.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you. So Amit, it sounded like my recap is accurate. Aditya, did I miss something? We don't know why it's broken. We've tried to fix it and we can't.
Yes, I mean, earlier this issue was raised by Falgun, and I did fixed it by writing sticky code. But again,
Wait. Stop. So, but you just need to revert his changes. Like remove the change that he made. Don't make additional changes on top of the changes that he made.
that issue was solved by me myself. So,
You are yourself. You don't need to say me, myself twice. Me, someone else, or you yourself. Are you sure? So now you got me totally confused. Was it Falgun's change or was it your change?
I changed it.
Okay, then
Right.
undo your changes.
Okay.
You broke the sticky menu, right?
Uh,
That
but
happens.
but the sticky thing is not working in the code right now.
Man, this is one of the more confusing conversations I've ever had. Whose code broke the sticky behavior?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, why do you keep saying that you broke this? I don't want you. That's like that's the conversation that we're having right now. I don't know what to. Dude. Oh, 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 thanks, man. That's what I needed on my Monday morning was just to we're gonna have to I'm gonna play this back anytime that I'm in not feeling good. I'm just gonna get a massive laugh out of the hi, my name's Lee. We're talking about nothing. We're just talking about in circles. I don't know what you're saying. Vivek is saying he's not in control of the site, doesn't know what's going on. Somebody broke something. He's not sure what it is. I pointed it out, made us think about it. Nobody has figured it out. Okay, Aditya stepped up to try to fix something. He doesn't know what's wrong because he doesn't know where it broke, but he made some changes. His changes don't seem to work, but okay, Vivek was trying to seemingly knows what's going on, saying, well, hey, the changes you made don't actually take up the space in the DOM, so that's why they don't take effect. But somewhere in there, and this happens, and it's okay. And I make these mistakes all the time. Whoops, we made a change. It doesn't have the effect we want. Undo the change. That's the simple step. If we haven't identified where the problem comes from, that's our first step. Let's go there. So someone had mentioned Falgun. Undo that change. Do you
Okay,
guys know where that is?
I will undo this.
I'm not sure that I can trust that we're communicating though, because we just had this weird conversation in which we sort of time folded back on itself like 3 times. And we were like three inception levels deep and the world didn't make sense. And then you woke up from the dream and we were still talking to each other in a weird way. And then we woke up from that dream and then there was some lady attacking me because she's your ex-angry husband that see how what I'm saying doesn't make sense? It was basically like our conversation. So Aditya, again, this much trust for what you just said. Can anyone point out to me, I think someone did before, where Falgun's change is? Let's go revert that. Then we can stop talking about this.
Yeah, so his changes are in app.style.js.
It has, okay. Is there any reason that we didn't revert?
Yeah, so his changes are basically solving other issue and it's not basically causing this sticky issue right now. So like Falgun didn't introduce this behavior, the broken stickiness.
Okay. So we
But
don't
yeah,
know.
he did introduce some list issues, but that were fixed. Like I updated that to be, he just simply introduced these changes,
Okay.
and I reverted one line that was causing some list issues. But yeah, no stickiness issues from Falcon.
Good, good. You said it a couple of times, so I don't know if I have to ask the question again, but I'm just sort of waiting for someone to point out what change caused the broken sticky nav bar.
So Vivek, I shared one link in the chat if you open that. I guess that was the broken.
Yeah, this is from Aditya itself. Yeah.
Okay, so but does that answer my question? Is that's what broke the sticky nav bar?
No. So he was. It was in an attempt to fix the sticky issue.
Yep.
So
Guys, I don't want like we can have the conversation again. There's some code that was changed. Like it's
Yeah.
one of two things only ever happen. It basically comes down to there was a change. Now it could have been the infrastructure. It might be that GitHub, like there's different web browsers that have been released. These web browsers interpret the CSS differently. That could be the thing. It could be that which didn't happen. Okay. It could be that we're running this on GitHub's hosted cloud, which is actually S3, which is just serving out HTML files. But it could have been that in the build process, we have a new Ubuntu system, or there was an upgrade to some dependency that changed the way that certain CSS was written. That's possible. It is the secondary possibility to the main possibility, which is someone changed some CSS somewhere that affects some CSS somewhere else. And it might not be a direct intentional CSS change. It might have been like a package was upgraded, or the Z index here was changed, or what was the date of this change right here?
yeah, this date backs to
Yep. Which
Jan 5.
I believe that people didn't notice it for the last few months, which is upsetting, but that's believable. That Z index seems suspect. Right? If you take it out of the same layer, to Vivek's point, you may not be taking up the same DOM space potentially. So the two might go past one another. I don't know. Do we know why this change was made?
Yeah, so Fahim is fixing some issue with modal overlapping in here.
Modal overlapping, okay. So that's something to try. Look, it's not about Fahim does terrible code. No, that's not, like, that's got nothing in it. He's doing good stuff. It's about identifying the last series of changes. It's 98% of the time that's what it is. Sometimes sometimes it's the butterfly effect. Somebody made a change, 12 states over there, and it like ripple effect over here. Sometimes that happens. Most of the time it's right directly on the stuff. So Aditya, have you played with the Z index on this? You and yourself is who I'm talking to.
No,
in
I
case
just wrote that CSS part from sticky to fixed.
Yep. Okay. So you and yourself, can both of you guys work on maybe trying a new Z index?
Okay.
I don't know. Only if yourself agrees with you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep making that terrible joke with you.
Right.
Good.
think-
Can we not skip over this, and can we make sure that happens? Can anyone try it right now? Because it's like it affects every page. It's kind of a big deal. Anybody get the site running? Can someone just, I'll go PR it right now if people need help. Vivek,
Yeah,
if you don't have bandwidth, I don't know that you can host the meetings. So Aditya, you're here. That's great. Vivek is creating a PR. Good. That'll do a build preview. That'll buy us some time to be able to talk about other items while that's building. So good. So hey, now that we might have a solution, from my part, I want to say I'm glad that all you guys are here working on this stuff. and doing things. And sometimes you get harassed in the meantime. And trust me, I said that I make mistakes all the time. When I make mistakes, I will point them out equally, just the same. Like I have to be held to the same standard, which is the mistake I'm making right now is spending time on this call and not creating a video. And if you guys used Canvas, the intro video says, "Welcome to MeshMap." It's like, what the hell is MeshMap? I don't know. But we've had the wrong video there for months, 6 months, and it's Lee's fault. It's horrible. So there, I was just giving an example of calling myself out. Good. So we're equitable. So we're fellas. So we're fair, right? So me, myself, and I, all three of us are going to go work on that video. Okay. Thanks. Yeah. Keep up the good work, guys. Thanks. See ya.
All right. So next up, like this update is also from Aditya. Do you want to talk about this?
The code input was empty, so just I wrote the code over there.
Okay, so you mean like you have improved the documentation for a text input section?
Yes.
Hers describing the changes that's needed to be done. Text input code section is not fully completed, so we're talking about this one. And the next sidebar should have, so left sidebar doesn't have a scroll.
Now it is scrolling.
All right. So once again, like when you do something like max height and it's in TOCUL, so this doesn't affect other part of the site seemingly because it's just in system navigation. But when you're doing these in, for example, let's say app style.js, you would want to be a little cautious, like if it's having some undesirable effect on other sections. But yeah, this looks good. We'll take a look at the deploy preview too. And I'll be sure to also ask for feedback from a couple of folks and also drop this in chat. So here we are on the site, and if you go to open source projects, and if you go to Systent, and then in components, so this is basically like we can scroll.
And in the text input, not in the button option.
Yep. Let me search for text input.
In codes, I rewrite the thing that are necessary.
So like in other places where we have these code examples, I think we are not using the plain, like we have some sort of highlighting there. For example, if you open the modal and if you go to code, if you show code, like there's something like this, I think we should be consistent and have the same style in here too. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Also, like just a little observation, and that is, let's say if I'm on this page and it's pretty long page, I'm scrolling. And so like, do you also added the right scroll bar
Yes.
in the code section?
Yes.
And it's true for all other sections too?
No, I think it's for the text input only.
So like, is there any reason why it's only for text input?
The things that are in text input is quite long as compared to other options. So
Yeah, so okay, that makes sense. But like, for example, if you see button, this also has, if we expand the code, it's also pretty lengthy. So like we will want to have same style everywhere instead of having different style, all the different places. So I think that is something you need to keep in mind. And then this, one observation that I want to share is, if I'm on a particular component page, it's pretty lengthy, so I scroll down, but then I don't see the table of content in the left-hand sidebar. So does this make sense to everyone on the call if we should have this it should have a sticky effect, so that when we are scrolling down, we have this left-hand sidebar handy to go across the sections? Does this make sense to all the people on the call?
Yeah, that will be good.
So Aditya, do you mind incorporating these feedback into your pull request? Or
Okay.
if you need any help, you can sound off. And basically for input, let's take feedback from others. If we would want to have this scroll bar just for text input. Any feedback from anyone? So Amit, do you see the scroll bar, right-hand scroll bar just for text input, whether we would want it for all the other components or we just get rid of this from here too?
Yeah, I guess like the get rid of here was good because the two scroll bar was confusing while scrolling, I guess. So if we remove this from the code section, that could.
Yeah. So hopefully that resonates with you, Aditya, right?
Yes, I will make the change.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's quickly wait for 6 to 7 seconds. If anyone else on the call has any thoughts. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Next up, this update. Let's take a phone call. So who am I next? Just your note, Varad.
Oh, I'm audible?
Hey.
So yeah, I was working on the radio group component and I've shared the link of the deployed link. So that's once I've done with the work, just wanted the review on the PR.
Changes that you have done.
Sorry, actually, you're not audible. Your voice is cracking out.
Okay.
So like, are you done with this, the documentation of this radio group?
Yeah, yeah. The radio group as well as the checkbox, both are done.
So both are in the same PR, right?
No, they are on the different PR, but both are completed and just waiting for the review. I shared the URL in the chat box.
Okay, so this is the page, and so I mean, do we have option like this?
Yeah, we have
The two
to.
circles.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we have the two circle.
Yeah, so we'll have to also make sure that we are referring to whatever we have previously and not taking directly from MUI. So there are some customization that we are doing. So we'll have to keep in mind that detail as well.
Yeah, I went to assistant code and then after only I've just made the point.
Okay. So I will, yeah, so this link is already in chat. Anyone if has any feedback, you can drop in. So all of these, they take inspiration from MUI documentation, and basically whatever available component we have in Systent is being documented. Radio grip is one of them, and Varad is documenting this particular component. So yeah, if you have any feedback, you can drop that into this particular GitHub pull request. Let me share that quickly. And Harsh, Prakash, Sudhanshu, and Amit, I have requested review from you. So when you get time, if you do, that would be helpful. So next up, this is update from me. I'll quickly take you to the page and I'll confirm if I'm audible. So Amit, can you confirm if I'm audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
All right.
Not now. Your voice is breaking. We
Yeah, so hopefully now it's better.
yeah,
And
now it's
yeah, so this is the pricing page in the site, and we have an open source program. So if there's this, you have a project which has open source license, how you can get those benefit. So we already have that form available in the site. Like this is the page where you can fill in with all the details of your project and like other details. You can also read the rules that is there. But to link this particular program page from our main pricing page, simply this banner was added. But like, I think we would benefit from, I mean, placing it not between the plan and features, but somewhere, for example, above the frequently asked questions, or simply don't have the banner and just have it in a form of FAQ. So there was a feedback given that it should be placed somewhere else and not in between, and I'll incorporate. But for right now, like this is the change that I did in this pull request. And apart from that, there's several other changes that has to do with common form, like the responsive issues that were there, and it has separately been fixed. So this was there, like, and then adding some reviews and a couple of other indentation issues were to also fixed in this pull request. So that is all. I'll share the link in chat just in case you want to take a look. Next up, we have this update from Swaradeep, and let's take a look if we have Swaradeep on call. Yep, we do. So Swaradeep, like the practice is you can start sharing your screen and walking us through, giving the context, like what was the issue and then what are your proposed changes. Do you mind going through it?
Okay, wait a sec, wait a sec. Let me just also explain first. Hey, also come at the classroom. Yeah. I'm audible. All right.
Yeah, you are audible,
Okay.
Swaradeep.
Okay, sorry. Okay, actually, I am facing a problem in running. I have already discussed with you in Slack, right? In running the project. So I'm running in Postgres. So at first it runs. Okay, at first it runs. As you can see, it is running. The project is running. But when I make some changes, right? So when I make some changes, it runs for 2 or 3 tries, and then it just kills itself automatically. And it's actually I'm having difficulties here. And then if I want to run again, I have to remove all the node modules using npm run clean, and then make setup, and then I can just it is difficult. I mean, then I have to limit RAM using node process, then start. Is there any solution to this?
Yeah, so do you mind utilizing 32 GB RAM code spaces and see if this is fixed there? So
But
yeah, first of all, acknowledging,
yeah.
this is an issue with the site, and like many others have also reported it. So I think investigation is needed in this particular area. Like the site is killing itself. So maybe because we are processing too much images or data while it's building. So like we need to use some sort of caching or other techniques. So again, like this could be an area where any help is like, appreciated. But for just quick fix, I think if you just can give it a try, like using the 32 GB RAM code space and see if that fixes it. So like then we will be sure that, indeed there's some issue with the code or processing that we are doing in the site.
Yeah, but the maximum available RAM in Code Splitter is 16 GB. Just check. And yeah, let me check again. Okay, sharing the.
Okay.
Okay, so it has been already shifted to 32 GB. No, the 16 GB. It's actually 16 GB. Redesign fix status. I just change machine type.
That's fine. Like you don't need to
Yeah.
change the machine type. It's just like okay. So
860 GB RAM.
mhm. Yeah, so definitely like if you could help create an issue on this, like attaching your screenshot, so we will get going and investigation on like how to fix this particular kind of issues faced by many.
Okay, I should attach the screenshot of the terminal, right?
Yeah, and like if you could
Okay.
describe a little, so that would also help in the issue.
Okay. After this call, I will definitely do it. And
Yeah.
regarding, I saw your comment. I have
Mhm.
to just, it's actually not a good practice. After this call, I would just take your advice and just instead of repeatedly doing this, I will just do it at one place.
Yeah. And you can also take inspiration from if at any other place we have table implemented. So if there's some reusability, you can just simply use them instead of writing the table, element to yourself these many times. So yeah, you're on good track.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. Also, another issue, I have been assigned to another issue that was a two checkbox coming, right? So let me see. What is the component? Can you say? First?
Like
The-
I
the-
think you need to first
Okay.
give context, like the
Yeah.
issue that you're assigned, or
Yeah. Let me just open it. Just a second. I was going through this. So can you explain how this issue caused this? I mean, you referred
yeah.
that this issue
Yeah,
caused
so
this.
basically, previously, like there was no such issue, like the misalignment wasn't there between the bullet points and the checkbox. So it's like this PR had made changes site-wide, like the setting margin and border box to some default settings. So if you try, like just moving these changes from your local build and then see if that's okay, then we will like completely need to revert. So for example, this particular PR was causing some other issues, like the list item issues, and so the 11th line, that is padding 0, it was reverted, and so it fixed some of the list issues that we were having. In fact, if you could take a look at the conversation, you will see a linked pull request that will describe more on this particular aspect. But if we remove the 11th line at the padding 0, it is fixing one issue, that's responsiveness issue in mobile width. But I think it's only after this was merged that misalignment came in. So I was just pointing out, if you once can revert these changes in your local system and see, navigating to that page, if that solves it. If not, then definitely there might have been some other changes done in the site.
Yeah, after this call, definitely. So the desired changes would be there would be only the checkbox coming, right? There will be not the small checkboxes, only this big checkboxes, right?
Yeah, correct.
This small checkboxes are been appearing for mistakenly, right? So I have to check what is causing this and I have to remove the small checkboxes, right?
Yeah, so you also can, for example, like the bigger checkboxes, I like most ideally it would be the bigger checkboxes. You also can look at a deploy preview of some previous PRs to make sure that which is the ideal checkbox to have there.
Okay, I will do it after this call. Thanks, Vivek.
Yeah, thanks, Soradeep. And yeah, please be sure to like drop in your pull request links so that others who might have some feedback, they can offer their thoughts. Okay, so I have a good first issues for any one of you interested. And that would be this one. So just, I think one line changes, so just one word change is needed. And like this is, qualified to be a first timer. So let's make sure that it is. So first timer. So if you're a first timer to the repo and would like to fix this good first issue, go ahead. I'm dropping the link in chat box, and we'll also wait if I get any volunteer right now on the call. Let's wait for 5 seconds. Yeah, Soradeep, so you can comment and then we'll assign. And then like there's another docs issue, and that basically whatever documentation we already have, you don't need to like create them from scratch. Just simply you will have to make them in a way that it's more like an interaction, just like Microsoft has a dummy user like which is called Contoso, and they are then describing their features. So in that way only we do as give training the work.
Your voice is breaking.
Still breaking, Amit?
Now it is good, I guess.
Okay, so next up we have this particular issue from Sumit, and I don't think Sumit is on the call. So let's just skip this. We don't have Aditya, we don't have Mahadeva, neither do we have Fahim, and I don't think we have Karan either. But I think we do have Yash. So Yash, do you mind discussing this?
Yeah, sure. I hope my screen is visible.
Yep, it is.
Yes, so the issue was on the docs page. Okay, we'll show the docs page. So whenever a user tries to search for a result, for example, if we have make UI command, yes, so it will give you the required result. But if we don't have any information about the result, for example, any gibberish text, so as you can see, the text becomes invisible. It just goes behind the top navigation bar. So it was a fix that I pushed and got few reviews from Lee and Gaganpreet and Vivek. So I have pushed the changes. The last, I believe, was having the issue of this, like the empty space between the bottom and the bottom of the page and the like it was not aligning correctly. So I have pushed the changes that it shows perfectly now. And if you guys have any review, please feel to like push.
Yeah. Yash, like this is fantastic. If you can once go to any 404 pages.
Do you know maybe like not found page?
Yeah, so you can once again type any random word.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. This makes sense. Okay.
Yes. So the thing is that I'm not well with the CSS styling and all. So I've just provided the fix that if if we merge this at this point, any user who is struggling to like doing a search on the documentation page, they would be it would be easy for them to navigate to the pages.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But
Like this is
definitely need some cleanup and styling on CSS for this, I guess, in future.
okay. If you once can go back to the previous page that you came from.
The PR one.
No, like the deploy preview itself.
Okay.
Okay. So if you go to the deploy preview, if you click on the reference arrow, the left reference arrow, okay, so it opens up. Okay. If you could do me a favor and if you expand all the top ones, like from the sequence, if you expand all the drop downs, not clicking, but just simply clicking on the arrow that should expand it, and
Like for this one?
not the arrow, like the drop down arrow to the very left of the each content. Yeah, if you go back, if you go down, if you click on, yeah, this is also expanded. If you go back to, if you also expand the guide section, then you go back to the integrations and extensions, you expand that. And now if you try to expand, can you scroll down to references? I don't think so. Okay, you can. Okay, yeah. Okay, if you expand the contributing and community. Okay, so yeah, there was this issue too in the previous screenshot that I pointed out. So we were not able to go to references when all the above ones were expanded, but I think it's fixed. So like this looks good, like the UI wise, and we'll take a look into the, we'll have to take a look into the code. Yash,
Sure.
any other thoughts for Yash right here? So I will go ahead by sharing your PR in chat.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah, so thanks for your updates, Yash. I'll once again share my screen and take you all to the docs. And I think we are just right on time. So I thank you all to participate in the meeting and sharing your updates. There are a couple of other meetings that happen around the week. So let me quickly share that.
Vivek, I have replied to that issue and kindly assign me to that.
Yeah, sure. So I was talking about the community calendar. So like on Wednesday, we have a development meeting, and on Thursday, we have newcomers meeting. If you are new and would want to get some review, like overview, that would be a meeting that you would want to join. And all the other details like meeting minutes and Slack channels, you will find into this calendar. So let me quickly share this. You can also find our Google Docs that we were on. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you on joining other meetings too and presenting your work just like you did today. So yeah, thanks a lot everyone for joining. We'll see you next Monday, and till then, bye.